This looks like a real Formula 1 car, but what if I told you that it isn't? And that's because for the next couple of days I'll be turning my house into a mini Formula 1 track, attempting to recreate a fast-paced Formula 1 promo clip. I'll be using props and DIY hacks so as to recreate some of the best moments of an F1 event. You see, I love sports editing, but after submitting thousands of applications to companies and agencies for a job like this, I got rejected over and over again. So now I said to myself that it's time to make it alone. All to prove that I deserve a job like this. So, like they say, fake it till you make it. Okay, now some of the scenes I'm going to recreate are part of an original Formula 1 clip. I've also come up with some other scenes that are not in a video clip because I thought that they could just fit in. And in the end, I'm gonna stitch them all together so as to create an entire video clip. But in order to recreate those scenes, I need something important, and that is the props. Because you can't have an actual Formula 1 clip without an actual Formula 1 prop. Basically, you can't have an actual Formula 1 clip without an actual Formula 1 prop, but you have to be entirely based on CGI. I don't know how to use these programs. Besides, it won't be the same as the props. So I went to a store, and then I went to another store, and then to a third store to gather all the stuff I wanted to. This was really frustrating because I couldn't find everything I wanted in a single store, and it took me ages to get around the city with so much traffic. But anyway. Okay, here we go. That's the actual F1 prop. I think that it's close to a real one. I mean, I wish to because it only cost me $30. Okay, next we have these foam boards right here. I bought two of them because they were just cheap. And the sandpaper right here. Okay, the main reason why I used sandpaper is because of this YouTube video. This guy right here makes a mock-up of a Formula 1 track and I decided to trust him. These watercolors, I only needed red and white because I want to design, the curbs. Those red and white stripes alongside the track. This glue right here, other mini Formula 1 cars. A ruler and a cutter. So let's get to work. First of all, I glued the sandpaper on the board and then I designed the curb. It literally took a lot of sandpapers because I couldn't find one big enough so as to cover the whole foam board. Okay, I didn't move on with the curbs at first because I just wanted to see how this plays out in practice. But I think we got this. I mean, there are some bumps over here and here, but I don't think that's gonna be a problem. At first I thought of painting the curbs with these watercolors, but they were too stinky, so I said, never mind. So for the opening scene, I thought of using this sandpaper and the side shot of the Formula 1 car. I couldn't find the stock footage of the track, so I downloaded a simple photo, duplicated it, and then I used the 3D camera effect to make it moving. Moreover, I had to adjust the lighting so as to make a sunny environment of a Formula 1 track. As I was trying to carry out this shot, I realized that there was no driver in the cockpit. I somehow have to solve this in post, but that's not a problem for now. The other frustrating thing was that I had to press the spacebar all the time because the video I made was short. I mean, it would take ages to copy and paste more photos of this track. But anyways, with a little bit of VFX, I'm going to create an awesome shot. So while I'm editing this shot, let's move to the scene number 2, the fans. Now you might have seen that the fans tilt their heads right or left when Formula 1 cars pass in front of them. The same applies to other sports as well, but the thing is, I'm home alone and there's no one with me. Later on I thought of asking this neighbor, but he's a bit strange. So what I'm gonna do is to set up a green screen, sit on a chair and film different versions of myself. I'm gonna wear different clothes every time so as to look different. I also recorded a version of me celebrating. What the? Then I'm gonna stack all the figures together. Okay, I mean, this was so cringe, I had to record myself over and over again with different clothes every time. But anyways. The other thing I'm gonna need is a digital asset of the stands. So I found one online and I put me in different seats every time. I actually added these safety rails and a waving flag to make the scene more realistic. I mean, I couldn't buy props for all of these, it would cost a fortune. Besides, the whole point is to make an amazing video clip. And all I want to prove is that I deserve to be a sports video editor. Okay, enough with the shot because I'm gonna end up to a physiotherapist in order to fix my neck. Wait a minute, I can't fake a video clip like this without a single moment of the crowd looking shocked. So by chance, as I was filming this shot, I think I can generate another one. And that will be called the helmet camera shot. I'm gonna zoom in close to the eyes, then I'm gonna add a vignette effect, crack down the opacity, and then I'm gonna add this video of the truck so as to look like a reflection from the inside of the driver's helmet. And with some adjustments in the blending modes, I'm gonna have a new shot. Okay, the next shot is the sweaty driver shot. I really wanna make this shot because it represents the struggle of a Formula 1 driver. Fun fact there, a Formula 1 driver typically loses about 4.5 to 9 pounds of body weight in sweat during a single race. Now I'm not and I never will be a Formula 1 driver, so again in front of a green screen capturing a sweaty F1 driver. The most difficult part about the shot was that the water was not visible, so the sweat couldn't be represented, but I tried to repeat it a lot of times. Now, one of the most challenging shots. I somehow want to recreate the shot that a Formula 1 car passes over a tiny camera that's wired in the ground. The problem with that is that I don't have a tiny camera like this. So what I'm gonna do is that I will put the mini truck this way with a green screen over it, and then I'm gonna use the remote control to drive the car over their phone. Okay, this got a lot harder than I expected to, but never mind. In the end, I'm gonna replace the green screen with the sky and some clouds in order to make it more realistic. Okay, enough with the shot, I'm gonna fix some things in post, and I think that it's going to work. So far I haven't mentioned these two tiny cars. So what I'm gonna do with them is to create a collision. You may have seen the Formula 1 cars colliding, but there's a tiny problem here. These cars look way too fake. I somehow have to recreate the scene that collide and look real. We will figure this out in post. Okay, that's what I said earlier, but later on when I tried to fix the shot, I saw that I couldn't do it, because as much as I tried to, these cars would still look fake. So what I did was to add an effect to hide this. I didn't want this, but this was the only solution. Now I needed to use some hacks for the rest of the shots, such as shaking the replica Formula 1 car so as to show the intensity of the sport, the front side of a moving Formula 1 car with no driver that I'm gonna add later in post, and the wheels for some extra footage. This sound drove me crazy during the entire set. The most difficult part of these shots was to add the driver to the cockpit. You see, I couldn't just film myself pretending to drive because I don't have a helmet, and the only friend of mine who has a helmet is out of town, so I couldn't do it. In that way I had to download the stock footage of the driver and add him to the cockpit, but the thing is that it took a lot of rotoscoping to do that. Okay, filming time is over, so now it's time to edit. To tell you the truth, I don't know how this is going to go. I mean, it was my first time doing something like this, and I really wanted to be a sports video editor, but I never had the chance to do it. The thing is, I couldn't just, download stock footage of Formula 1 events because their copyright policy is so strict. Besides, I want to create something on my own, all to prove that I deserve a job like this. Managing all this stuff with the green screen, the lights, the props was pretty hard, but I think that the final result will be worth the effort. As I was editing all these shots, I was thinking about how cool would it be to attend the Formula 1 Grand Prix. So I hope I can do it someday, but until then I have to craft an amazing promo clip so as to prove that I deserve the job as a video editor. So after spending hours in the editing process and some extra time for the voiceover, here is my recreation. No room for fear. No second chances. Built for those who conquer speed. This is not a game. This is Formula 1.